Hello guys, welcome to my Let's Play the Stanley Parable. This was a mod before it became a game, so I'm gonna jump on it and bring it out before other people. So let's begin. I'm also gonna skip out the loading screen when it comes to the game.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Playing now.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Like with
What
the
could it
song there,
mean?
so let's begin.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Everyone was gone. So let's go through the doors. Says you'll know in this game you can
Stanley
choose
went
to follow
around touching
instructions
every
or
little thing in the
make
office,
your own
but it didn't make a
decisions.
single difference,
Don't know
nor
now.
did it advance the story in any way.
So let's go through it.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his
from
left.
mechanics now. Looks good. Ooh, decisions.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring.
Yes,
It
I
had really
did.
been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
I don't know if you can hear it. Yeah. I can't pick up a drink.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the
Machine
room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Yeah.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the
Now let's
opposite
go
door,
start.
and got back on track. Yet there was
Well,
not a
unless I do
single
no video
person here
anyway
either.
with different decisions.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley
Seriously?
decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
This is quite smart for once. Go on, let's
Coming
go
to a
the boss's
staircase,
office.
Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Let me out! Upstairs, right then. So I will be doing another video, like I said.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845.
What was the device?
2845.
Oh. How do I select it?
Forgot, but it turns out that the panel's emergency override kicked in, and the door just opened all by itself. And Stanley got the hell along with the story. Well, whoop-de-doo.
Oh my god. He opened anyway. I like this narrator. Oh, some things are fluffy did. That corners, no. We're on an elevator. Oh, I'll skip this loading screen out again.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Let's go find out.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Mind Control Facility. Escape. Oh, that doesn't look very good. On the next video, I must say do it that way. Or this time, do the right thing.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Let's go find out then. Oh, computers. No.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Oh my god.
This mind-controlled facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never!
Exactly.
It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. the heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Was it that big red button? The big red button. Don't work. Can't press it then. What do we got there? Found out. Come on, narrator, tell us what we need to do. Pressing random buttons. Do. Oh, can I just go in here? Oh my god.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
Ooh. Now go off. Loud noises.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine. Unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved.
Oh, this is
Where
cool.
had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his.
We did it.
And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
We can leave.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Oh. Well, that was good. Still have a lot more to do, but be doing it in another episode, guys. To see if there's out else after this. Oh. Or does it just carry on? Thanks again for watching then, guys. And I'll be back with part 2.